Excuse me. All right, Shalom. Even all praises and glory to our power Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chakodash. Double honor to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the tabernacles of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, wherever you may be. Wherever you may be, to you I say Shalom, Yahshua, Shalom. I'm going to be super brief, brief as possible. I just found this interesting. It says Trump proposes $2,000 dividend funded by tariffs. Here's what experts say about the plan. All right, so basically, he's talking about not saying they're going to go through with it. We're just going to the article, but basically thinking about sending $2,000 tariff checks. Okay, tariff checks. Okay, to the people. And I'm gonna get to my point in a minute. Just want to read a little bit of this here. It says President Donald Trump on Sunday said he wants to give most Americans a $2,000 payment funded from tariffs as he defended what's become one of his administration's signature policies. Mr. Trump touted his tariff policy as helping the U.S. raise new revenue, which he said has driven record investment in U.S. manufacturing. A dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone, Mr. Trump wrote Sunday in a Truth Social post. He didn't provide additional details on how such rebates will be dispersed to Americans. It says he has previously floated the idea of tariff rebates for individuals. In July, he said that the administration was considering giving Americans a small rebate based on the billions of the federal government has collected in tariff revenue since Mr. Trump took office. The president's suggestion comes as a core section of U.S. tariff policy is now before the U.S. Supreme Court, with some of the justices appearing skeptical last week of Mr. Trump's use of the 1977 International Emergency Economic Powers Act to authorize wide-ranging import duties. The White House did not immediately respond to CBS News' request for a comment on how the administration would disperse the checks. Okay, so this is how would it work. I don't think I want to read all of this. Typically, rebates and stimulus payments are issued through the tax code, requiring Congress to pass new legislation authorizing the Treasury Department to send checks. For instance, the 3 stimulus checks issued during the pandemic were authorized by Congress, with the payment signed into law by Presidents Trump and Biden. Earlier this year, Congress overhauled the tax code through the Republicans' Big Beautiful Tax and Spending Bill, which created new breaks such as eliminating taxes on tipped income and overtime. The law doesn't include rebates or dividends for taxpayers. Okay, and so there's more there. Is there enough tariff revenue to pay a $2,000 dividend? $300 billion in revenue, and we don't have to read the whole entire article there. I just want to pretty much get the point, which is should they decide to do this, is very interesting because he's sending $2,000, or not sending, but the talk is about sending $2,000 tariff checks. Okay, and the thing about tariffs is, which I know a little bit about tariffs, but I still pulled up a definition. I have to re-pull it up because I think this article took it away. As a matter of fact, let's just do that now. See, the thing about tariffs is the company, there's a company, excuse me, that has to pay those tariffs, and what they do is they pass it on to the consumer. Okay, so basically, the point I'm trying to get to, should he send these out, he's making it sound good. Okay, like the scripture say, a gift destroyed the heart, right? So to send out $2,000 tariff checks, is to pretty much get people excited about being taxed more. Okay, that's basically what it is. Okay, a tariff is a tax that a country's government imposes on imported goods. The importer pays this tax to the customs authority, and the cost is often passed along to the customer, resulting in higher prices for imported items. Okay, if you get to the key thing, I want to just get to the point of how it affects the people. Well, actually, I might have to type it in. Okay, what's the question I typed a second ago to get it? How do tariffs question I asked a second ago. The let's put the people of a country's, I don't know, Mississippi economy. Can't remember the exact question I just asked it a second ago because I'm just looking for a particular answer. I'm just trying to get back to it. Like I said, I understand, just a little bit about how the tariffs work, but I wanted to give it the answer you gave me a second ago. Okay, right here, effects on consumers. There you go. So higher prices. Tariffs are paid by domestic importers who often pass the increased costs on to consumers in the form of higher prices for imported goods. Okay, so basically, as I said before, getting the people excited, not saying that they're doing this is just a random talk, but if they were to go through with this, they're getting people excited to actually be taxed more. Okay, as the scriptures say, he had two horns like a lamb, but he spake as a dragon. All right, because that's exactly what he's doing. Because the average American person doesn't understand what the tariffs are about. Okay, he get on, so whoever may get on, speak about it, so on and so forth. Oh, China this or whatever place that. Okay, but the average person in America doesn't really understand that those higher prices, as we just reading, in the definition or the breakdown of it, those higher prices are passed on to the consumer. So to give you $2,000 checks really don't mean anything because that same money will go back into the economy and you'll have to still spend at higher prices and then the tariffs keep going. So it's just interesting how, Esau does things, man. Like once again, I'm not saying he's going to do it. This is just a talk. Impacts on purchasing power. Higher prices can reduce consumers' purchasing power. Lower income consumers are often disproportionately affected because they spend a larger percentage of their income on necessities that may be subject to tariffs. All right, so yeah, we don't need all that. We just need that key thing, all right, which connects directly to the people. And that's the key thing right there. Okay, and I guess I'll get a scripture. As a matter of fact, let me get this one. If he do good, he do it unwilling. Apocrypha. Notice in Ecclesiasticus. Can't remember if it's 10 or 12. I want to look over. Let me slow down a little bit. If I find it. Might just have to go over there. Okay, let me just go over there. Let me see here. Okay. No, wait. Shortcut. Yeah, let me just grab one of these. Yeah, there we go. And then I can just use that. I think it's 12 maybe. Go with it to 12. Okay. That's a good one too. 10 and 11. But I want to get the other one. Is it in 14 maybe? Maybe I'm just overlooking it. Let me see here. No, it's over here somewhere. One of these 2 or 3 chapters. Here it is. Yep, it's in 14. All right. So yep, Ecclesiasticus 14 and 7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. The image man hath the wicked eye; he turneth away his face and despiseth the man. Okay. So yeah, just a quick scripture, which I guess we can get the other one too. It says, and if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. So what's the point of giving people $2,000 tariff checks if the higher prices affect the people that you're trying to get this money to? So there's no point to it, okay? But as we go to the other scripture, a gift blinded the eye, something like that, okay? What was I looking for? Oh yeah, let me Yeah, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. Because ultimately, what's happening right now is the decommissioning, all right, of America's current, economy and society. Okay, so that would do nothing, but just continue blinding the people more. All right, they're able to keep the hurrah going for tariffs, not knowing that it just affects them in an already broken economy. Okay, so I thought that was a little interesting little article there. Um, they're probably not going to do it, but if they do, hey, whatever. I mean, you know, there's always something. That's why we read. All right, if he do it good, he do it unwillingly, but at the end, he will declare his wickedness. All right, just like when we talked about the stimmy checks. All right, that wasn't for no reason. Okay, and most of that money, well, all of that money really goes back to the economy. Okay, especially hate to say it, but especially when it comes to Jake. Jake put that money right back in the economy. Okay, so I'll probably leave it at that. Lord, will you edify? Shalom.